Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and I hate to sound like a broken record this week, but was M19 spoiled ahead of time? Gasp! Question mark, exclamation mark. Yes, it was. So, you have to ask yourself, okay, let's play along at home with the Desolator Game Show. You ready for this? This time around, was it 1, aliens, 2, somebody rolling up an entire sheet of foil rares and then shoving them in their prison pocket and smuggling them out of the printing facility, and then selling them on Craigslist? 3, did the professor get really drunk and then break into Wizards of the Coast headquarters as a joke and then run off with some M19 demo cards? Or 4, did they just accidentally send them to somebody? And honestly, even that's putting it lightly, because by the way, it was aliens. No, just kidding. It was D, or 4, or I can't really say that they sent them to somebody. They accidentally put these in a pack is the story that I'm hearing. And I have verified within reason that these are not altered or photoshopped. If I were to make a fake card, you wouldn't be able to tell. Let me just put it that way. But I do think that these are real in context, especially since they've done this at least once before, and I feel like twice. So I could have sworn a year ago, year and a half ago, somebody said, oh, I got cards from this future set in my pack, but then they either couldn't prove it, they were fake, they were photoshopped, or they said it but didn't show the cards, or it all fell apart, I think. I'm pretty sure. But one time I know for a fact that this happened was RTR, Return to Ravnica cards that were in a, I don't know, whatever came before that. What did come before that? M13, was it? But yeah, they just sent out the cards in the wrong pack. And they leaked early. And I had just started playing back then, so I don't really remember this happening. I think I remember people talking about it. So, I mean, the fact that there's precedent and somebody's like, here's ultra high-res photos from all different, angles and crap, and, yeah, I think they're real. I mean, I don't think anybody's saying this is fake. By the way, that Liliana, fake as hell. Don't know why everybody was like, no, this is fake death. Oh my god. Did you watch a video where I said it was fake? 12 times? Seriously, people. Seriously. The foil stamp was in the wrong place. They used a period or didn't use a period or something. They used the wrong old school phrasing for Token Enters Battlefield. The artwork was stolen from DeviantArt. That one was kind of telling. So yeah, absolutely fake, just like I said in the video. So before we actually look at the cards, because honestly, they aren't very exciting. I mean, this is a core set. It is 50% reprints, as stated by Wizards. I would assume that most of the reprints are in the common slot. All the innovative new stuff that people actually want would be in rare because the box has got to be worth opening, which it never will be. They got rid of this product because it didn't sell. Core sets didn't sell. I liked them, but they weren't good. That's what I like to buy them. I didn't like to sell them because they're worthless and nobody wants them. Anyway, how could this happen? And I've been asking myself that for a while until I came up with maybe a theory. Maybe. Okay, so these are run off at a very particular time. They're run off exactly an amount of weeks before the release. So they are not printing Dominaria and M19 at the same time, not even close, probably 2 to 3 months apart. So that's why anybody's saying this, I just assume they're lying because it's absurd. But then it's like, how did it happen the first time? Well, according to Wizards, it was maybe a test print. I believe that's what the rumblings from the staff were. I don't know if that was ever an official statement. So they wanted to approve them, make sure there's no flaws. You know, they don't just say, here, have the digital artwork. Okay, cool, print it, done. That's it. And they want enough time, for example, 2 months to correct any kind of, oh, this doesn't look right. Oh, this foil looks like crap. We're going to rework it. We're going to redo the red level, the blue level, whatever. Oh, there's something offensive about this. Oh, some news story happened and now there's a sensitive image. We're going to swap it. Actually, you really wouldn't need the paper one for that. But just, whatever. They just want to see if there's print problems and then not do anything about them at all. Oh, the cards are curling. Oh, well, too expensive. Can't be bothered. But yeah, I mean, if there is some problem with a font change or just whatever, if anything goes wrong, they want the proof run. And so it makes sense because they'll get out the same cutter, the same equipment, the same, sorters and just make a booster and put the boosters in the box or whatever. It's the same process. So they're like, well, if that's the equipment we're going to fire up, that's the staff we're going to bring in today is the people running, the heat press that stamps close the boosters and then crimps all the cards. Because it can't be bothered to, make the hopper work correctly or align anything. They must have just not left enough of a gap, and that makes sense. That makes sense because, guys, remember, I used to work at a printing facility. They wouldn't just say, oh, well, come in Wednesday and work on this. Oh, but not Thursday. We're going to leave 1 day gap for no reason and have the equipment reconfigured for another project. Oh, but then we're going to reconfigure it back and start making these again. I mean, this place probably makes books, cards, pamphlets, posters. I mean, whatever. Like you set up your equipment, your staff, your forklifts, your storage, everything for Magic. So if you're doing Magic, you might as well just run off the M19 demo cards and send like one case or whatever to Wizards, whatever they want, so that they can inspect it and be like, yeah, okay, cool, everything's cool with this. Let's, make a bigger run in a couple months. So you run M19 and then you run Dominaria and whoops, 1 or 2 sheets or whatever got through and then someone somewhere opened them. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly legitimate explanation. So I would say there's probably a 95% chance that that's how this came about. Because how else would these get in there? People have said, oh, it's a promotional thing. No. Just no. They pull out their own damn cell phone and take a snapshot and then leak it to some BS website pretending to not work at Wizards if they want to leak something. Theoretically, hypothetically, not saying they actually do that or ever have done that. Like definitively and provably. I am saying that they probably did that. I'm just not saying they did do that. And plus, it's too early for it. Leaks that have been seen as almost definitely artificial from some marketing firm or from Wizards themselves are usually like 1 to 2 weeks before the actual spoilers go out. And it attracts attention because it's like, ooh, how naughty. We're not supposed to see these yet. Ooh, even though it happens every time, either by accident or on purpose. Oh, and all these are common, and they just Willy Wonka'd them into a pack. So it's like, hey, you got the golden ticket. Here, have some M19 cards. What if an investor kept that box sealed? What if the box containing the M19 cards ended up on a shelf for a year at, like, some distributor? Whoops. So, yeah, completely ridiculous theory. So, anyway, let's get to the least exciting part of this. Common, mostly reprints from M19. Whoa. Like, talking about how it happened is honestly way more exciting to me. All right, so let's start with this one because it's the first in alphabetical order in the folder. It's 2:13 in the morning. Sorry if I sound like I don't give a crap. I don't. So first up, we got Goblin Instigator. That sounds familiar. It's probably a reprint. When enters battlefield, create a 1/1 red goblin token. So it's kind of like every other white spell that brings out 2 tokens for 2. If you're so damn interested if it's a reprint or not, look it up yourself. I'm not going to. It's just not interesting enough of a card. Anyway, Disperse. That's a fun one. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Classic spell. And remember, classic spells that's a core set. That's what they do. It's supposed to be like the core. It's like recurring cards that they want to be in standard, but maybe they just didn't fit them into standard. Maybe they didn't have room for a common, I could have sworn this used to be uncommon, spell. But yeah, I really like that card. It's not amazing. It's just good. It's whatever. It's basically unsummoned, but like 1 better for 1 mana. Next up, Loxodon. I always get scared when I see this, but it's a vanilla 3/2, so woo, how exciting. I told you guys, these are not exciting cards. Loxodon Linebreaker. Is it a reprint? Your guess is as good as mine, but I've seen Loxodons before. And I hate the spider, by the way, obviously. So, oh boy, vanilla 3/2 for 3. Get that elephant tribal going. All right, next up, like that tablecloth or whatever that is. It's lovely. We've got, let's just go in American order. Onaki Ogre, 4/2 vanilla for 3. I mean, just this whole set is just filler reprint crap so far. I don't think they leaked these to generate excitement. I mean, the one anomalous part of this card, I wouldn't quite consider this vanilla in the traditional sense because its attack power is higher than its mana cost. That is a very important trait. But it costs 3, so it's not like a rush creature. 3 ones that cost 2 are huge. Always have been. Especially if they have haste. Anyway, next up, Active Treason. Classic card. You take their creature, bonk them with it, and then give it back. Unless you do what I do and sack it. It's a 3-cost sorcery, though. I think there have maybe been better versions of that. And there's actually currently right now in standard recurring versions. But I had heard that Wizards changed their mind for the 8th freaking time. And now something cycles out when M19 comes out, even though it's not supposed to. So, cool. Now, like, make it go 1 earlier and you'll be where you're supposed to be, Wizards. Next up, Daybreak Chaplain. That's a 1/3 for 2 with lifelink. I don't know. This is not good, really. I mean, on turn 2, it might stall the game out a little bit if they're running, like, early cheap creature rush, but otherwise it's just, like, lifelink 1. Like, either make it, like, a 1/6 for, like, 3, or make it, like, not. Like, a 2/1 for 2 or something. But, Cleric Tribal, woo! Woo! Next up, Artificer Tribal. We've got a 3-2 for 4. Pretty typical for Artificers in blue, actually. But it has an ability when it enters the battlefield. If you control an artifact, draw a card. So, I mean, isn't that like Silvergill Adept or something kind of like that? That's not bad. But, I've never been able to get human artificers to work. I think even back when, what was it, M14, M15, whatever was real artificer heavy, whenever that was a thing, just couldn't get it to work. It was a real shame because they had some really good stuff. Next up, Tormenting Voice. I just don't like this. This is a blue spell, but it's red. That's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, yeah, red occasionally does a Wheel of Fortune, but this specifically is very blue. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card, draw 2. I mean, that's just so blue. And then you give this to red and they do all kinds of degenerate crap that they're not supposed to be able to do. I hate that. But it's a reprint. Next up, Inspired Charge. I'm fairly certain this is a reprint too. Creatures you control get +2/+1 till end of turn. 4 cost double white instant. Absolutely dead on arrival garbage card out of anything other than sealed or limited. Next up, Dwarven Priest. This one might be new. I don't think I've ever seen this. 2/4 for 4. Let's see. When Dwarven Priest enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Oh my god, am I glad that's not legal right now. That's pretty good. I mean, and then he's a 2/4. I mean, 4 toughness for 4 mana is not the end of the world. So he can then block like up to 3, and that's, you know, not nothing. And then maybe even like if you're getting trampled to death, okay, 4 toughness, and you just gained a boatload life. Still, cards like this are misleading. Do not fall for the if you're already winning, your board state is outrageously outrageous, you're already gonna win. Oh, but this card will make you win, like, even more. You know, sometimes you do need that push if they're gonna try to control you the next 3, you know, turns with, like, Settle or something, but, or, like, I guess a board wipe. But still, I just don't like if you're already winning, then win cards, and that's what this is, and I don't like it. Next up, the hell? Okay, what haven't we seen yet? Oh, here we go. Knight's Pledge. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 for 2. That's not bad, but it's like, I feel like there's got to be better versions of that right now. Maybe not in white, but like, these are all just so vanilla cards. But remember, it's the commons. I mean, I can't really say this is a commentary on M19. If this isn't a reprint, I would have designed the card to say, if the creature is a knight, it gets an additional +1 attack, or just whatever, something, I don't know, gains vigilance or something, I don't know. But see, then that might bring it to, like, uncommon, so I don't know. We got Cancel, cool, I like that artwork. Let's see what else, Hostile Minotaur, that's cool. 3/3 with haste for 4, that's just not good at all. You're either rushing or you're not, and there's nothing rushing about 4 mana. Then we got Anticipate. Oh, good. Awesome. I can't wait to play with that in Standard again. That'll be great. So we've seen that. We got Dwindle, which anytime something's getting bigger or smaller, it's a cat. I don't know why, but I freaking love it. Enchant creature, it gets -6. This has gotta be, unless I'm thinking of like Diminish or something, this has gotta be a reprint. But then when enchanted creature blocks destroy it, that's interesting. I mean, you're never going to beat Chanted the Skisfang. That card was insane. It was -13 attack. I loved it. It was just such a classic, like, troll card in every format. Constructed, sealed, draft, everything. But yeah, I mean, -6, that thing's gone, basically. And then if it's like, oh, well, now it's a 0/8. Well, good. When it blocks once, it's dead. So, I mean, would I rather just, like, get rid of it somehow? I don't think there's a way to do that in blue. I mean, we don't have any turn to frog where you can just ambush it and kill it. So, best you can do is turn it into, like, an 0/4 wall, and this just does something a little bit better than that, in my opinion, because you could still not be able to get past the wall. So next up, Sure Strike. Now, this is a classic. I absolutely love this. Target creature gets +3 attack and first strike, so you don't need the toughness necessarily, but, you know, it's not there, and maybe it'll bring you up to enough to, you know, take him down, maybe it won't. It's a little bit of a combat ambush. Fantastic card all around. Love everything about it, and it's fair. It's not overpowered. It's just fair. Next up, Mighty Leap, again for the 100th time. Great. +2/+2 in flying. I mean, it's a good card. +2/+2 in flying for 2 is just good. I mean, you could win the game with this card single-handedly. Well, you'd have to have a target for it, but other than that, single-handedly. And finally, the very last one, Omen Speaker is back. Really do like this. I like Sigiled Starfish better, but it's a 1/3 for 2, so, yeah, okay, throw it in the way of something, whatever. It's what I call a block cow. Once you throw it out there and it does its thing, it's just a block cow. I mean, it just stands in the road like a cow and just gets in the way until somebody hits it and then it's dead. This video just went to a dark place, and the last Indian viewer just close the browser window. This is a reprint, by the way. I believe it's from Journey into Nyx or something like that. Born of the Gods, maybe Theros. I feel like it was one of the later ones. But yeah, just straight up when it enters Battlefield, Scry 2. I think with the level of Scry right now, and remember some stuff cycles out, so okay. It's not good. It's not recurring. It's just not good enough. But this is a classic card, though. I mean, this is like, I want to do some kind of blue rush, and blue-white rush looks really playable in Dominaria, so we might have something here. Also, with all the artificers and crap, they might be going towards like an equipment thing, and white-blue equipment is nuts, but mostly because of Kaladesh and 8th Revolt, unfortunately. So that's all those terribly exciting commons. Why I didn't just show that end graphic first, it's because it's now 2:30, and I really don't give a crap. Good job, Wizards. Maybe you should move to a different printing facility that isn't a bunch of incompetent morons who can't do their job at a basic level. Then again, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Or, like, there's gotta be a different phrase, because I would never give them the benefit of the doubt, ever. Whenever they do something dumb, I give them the doubt, okay? They get 100% the doubt. They get no benefits. They have lost access to their benefits at this point. I'm doubting them. Anyway, let's just say that they're taking card security super seriously. So a lot of the Magic products that go out have to be ultra high security, especially the test print runs. So they're primarily face down. The sheets are face down. If anybody flips them face up for any reason that doesn't involve their job, they're cut face down, they're stacked face down, they're put in a booster face down, because then people won't memorize the cards and start talking about them on social media. If there's 20, 30, 40 people working on the project, somebody's going to memorize some card names and start saying, hey, 15 mythics, what do they look like? I'll memorize them. And then, somebody pays the money and it leaks. So if everything's face down and almost nobody gets to look at these, which is my theory for why there's so many misprints, by the way, because not enough human eyeballs see them, but for good reason, then that's how these got out. But I mean, if they're working on back-to-back TCGs and they accidentally put some Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards inside a Magic the Gathering pack, that's the same mistake as this. Separate your jobs. I mean, come on. So, I don't know, maybe something was mislabeled, whatever, seems like a bit of a Monday mistake, but now we know of some cards from M19. So I don't think Wizards is seeing this as a Monday mistake, but really nothing anybody gives a crap about was leaked. So this is just kind of funny, embarrassing, makes Wizards look like a bunch of incompetent morons as usual. So the way more interesting angle about this would be the fact that they're changing the coding and maybe the paper, maybe the ink. They're just making more changes again. And they said the very next set, M19, will have very slight changes over Dominaria, usually to the coding. What do these cards feel like? Because they probably have the new coding. And that's another thing that Wizards would be testing. The ops department say that they test these ahead of time. So this is probably primarily for the ops department and for QA, which I'm actually convinced is not a division that exists at Wizards of the Coast. Quality assurance? I haven't been assured of any kind of quality. In fact, I've seen the polar opposite. So there's the M19 leaks for today. Hope you're as excited as I am. I'm going to bed.